literally, like, is this world, like, nothing but snow? Like, if I wanted to be in, like, a vast dystopian Russian wasteland, I would just go home. What is that tower in the distance? What is that? This, like, giant black asshole in the sky. Like, the gays, we have a word for this. It's called displaying. I don't know why it's here in Minecraft. Fuck, what is this? Oh, is this like a... What is this? Is this like snow? Oh, it's alive. Oh, it's like a... It's like stuck in the... It's a polar bear. When did they add polar bears to this game? Like, I'm trying to think about it, and like, what do I get from polar bears that I want to use for crafting or survival that I don't already have from, like, other elements of the game? What does a polar bear actually add to Minecraft, okay? Really, though, what the fuck is that? What is this? I don't know. It's like a tower. Why is there, like, a tower here? Hello? What is, there's, like, scarecrows. Is there anything in this? Oh, it's, god damn it, it's these guys. All right, maybe this will be a good world to start in. Hopefully. I'm in like a dark forest, right? What is this? What the fuck is that? What? What is this? Holy fuck. What? I didn't build this. Did I, like, load into somebody else's world? That's not possible. What the fuck is this? Is this like a door? What is this? Oh, God. Oh, scared the crap out of me. What are you? Hello? Hello? Hi? It's like a villager. It's like a villager, but he's gray. Why is he gray? Why is it so dark in here? This is kind of creepy. What the fuck? Oh, God. Oh, he's coming at me with an axe. Oh, my God. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? So the premise of this is basically going to be that every week I'll build something else in the world and gradually make like a massive empire. And I already have some ideas, you know, like a floating castle and a sky bridge and stuff. And of course, you know, we're going to do like the low-hanging fruit, like the Trump wall. And one of my biggest plans is to do the gay desert from Dante's Inferno, like in the nether, with like nether sand. And I'm going to fill it up with like rainbow colored houses and a number of clothes shops and like tasteful cafes and such. But the problem with that is that I really need a good world. Some of the builds I do actually want to do in survival, which means that I'll need good places to find all the resources that I'll need. And other than that, I still want like good build sites and a lot of like pretty environments and good biomes and stuff in order to successfully build all of the dens of hedonism I plan to cover the world in like a plague. But it's been like living in a fucking cartoon, because every time I think I found a good world for it, it turns out to just be terrible. Like, literally, I haven't played Minecraft in, like, 3 years, honestly. And everything has changed so much since then. Like, literally, I was walking through the trees, and suddenly I was just attacked by, like, all these, like, gray villagers with crossbows that came out and, like, randomly fucked my shit up so badly that I was almost aroused. And I thought I'd finally gone insane. Okay, but, like, apparently they've been in the game forever. It's been like a year since they added them in, okay? And like, I was running through the ocean because I heard there was like a big ocean update, and I found a dolphin, and I swear to God, like I screamed. I thought it was like a shark, and it was like an axe murderer scream, you know, like I was being killed. And my neighbors, you know, probably thought I was being killed, but I'm really the axe murderer that they should be worried about. So I just got a pop-up while loading this world, you know, like one of the tips it gives you, and it said that if you give cod to dolphins underwater, they will lead you to shipwrecks. And there were a lot of words there that I was not expecting to find associated with Minecraft, but speaking as a scuba diver, I would like to confirm what they've said. I have been led to many a shipwreck by dolphins in my time, and I think it's definitely something that you should all try. Oh, look, another village. What a surprise. They're fucking everywhere now. You know, I used to be, like, happy when I saw a village in the distance. You know, it was like a treat because they were really fucking rare. But it looks like with the village update that they did that made them all look the way they do now, You know, like they added them everywhere, all right? I have seen a village very close to the spawn at every world I've gone through so far, you know? And now they're just not special anymore. You know, it's like being gay. You know, like, we used to be special, alright? Now there's fucking billions of us. Alright, well, this is the beginning of the build. I did decide on this world, the one with the village right over there. I have started building. The plan, essentially, is going to be on these, like, Star Wars walker things. It didn't take very long. It's like 30 minutes to do both of these. I just made one and cloned it to the other side. We are gonna do islands. There's gonna be an island suspended on each one, and there's gonna be 4 total, and we're gonna have the 4 seasons, like, on each island. You know, like spring, summer, autumn, winter. And it's gonna be great, because that's all the types of dirt I have. I have snow, grass, mycelium, and the purple one, whatever that's called. And it'll be good. We'll put, like, different plants and rocks and stuff on the island so that it'll look, like, really pretty. And I spent kind of a lot of time on the detail of these pillars, so that from afar, you know, they have, like, almost, like, a mechanical look to them. Like, you kind of expect them to move. Because of that, I wanted, like, the glass outside. And I kind of, in the beginning, I wanted it to have, like, an island, like, hung up. You know, there'd be dirt coming down from here on the bottom, you know, like a floating island, but there's just like these 4 big feet attached to it. But ultimately, I think I like the mechanicalness that this gives it, just having the grass flat, and I'll build it up, you know, like maybe a little mountain on one of the islands and stuff, because I think it gives it more of like this stormtrooper-y vibe to it, you know, because just like floating islands, just as the starting build, I don't think it's that impressive. Alright, so that's 2 of these islands done. So I need to clear an area, and then I need to copy 2 more of these the same basic distance apart to have them done properly. Alright, hopefully this will work and put it where I want it to be. It looks like it at least cloned it. They are really far apart. And it looks like a little bit of the blocks are missing at the bottom. I wonder if this is correct, though, in terms of the Y positioning. Yeah, it is. All right. Good. I did something right, at least. Okay, well, I successfully snapped my mistake out of existence, it looks like. Now that that's gone and has created a problem that I'll need to deal with later, I get to try this again. So that's great. Okay, it's been about 4 hours now, and 35 minutes of that was building the first tower. 10 minutes of that was cloning the first tower to the second tower, and then the rest of the 4 hours has been cloning the second 2 towers and getting them perfectly lined up. Because, like I said, I don't know how any of this coordinate shit works, and I don't know how... Oh, look at that. That's so cute. Look, a baby duck. Oh, I thought it was a baby sheep. Oh, it's a fucking chicken instead. Fuck chickens. God damn it. So the premise of this part of this tower was it was going to be the staircase up. It's just a prototype, obviously. It doesn't look that nice. I'm probably going to change the wood type, too. There's going to be, like, elaborate handles going down the sides, you know? So it's going to be thicker overall and be, like, a nicer staircase. I kind of wanted to curve a little bit more. I'm not really sure how I necessarily want to do that yet. But it was going to be the way to get up here. Like, when I do builds in this world in creative mode, if I want to come up here... You know, if I want to do, like, a tour later on when I have a lot more, like, impressive stuff going on, like, I don't think this, what I'm doing right now, is necessarily very impressive because it's basically just build one thing and then clone it 3 times, and then I'm going to design 4 different islands on top, yeah, but, you know, I don't think it's necessarily that great, so I probably want to go through, I'm going to be building a bridge system up here. There's going to be a bridge between each of the islands, and each bridge is going to be different because it's going to be representative of the season that you're going into. So this is going to be spring, and so there'll be a summer bridge here to the summer island, which will have a fall bridge to the fall island, and so on. I also think I want to go, and for each island that I build, I'm probably going to make it a little bit different. The pillars, I'm going to go through and probably change like the wood type to make it match a little bit more. You know, I think I'll use like really, if I can find much darker wood, I think this is the darkest one I can get, then I'll have that be winter. I'll have acacia be fall. I'll have spring be the white, what is it? Birchwood, yeah. And I think that might add like an extra level of like niceness and difficulty to the build overall. Although I don't know if that would necessarily have the same effect of this sort of like mechanical look. Like it's kind of imposing from over here. Like it's just, you sort of see like 4 like walkers just coming at you. And that wasn't necessarily my intention in the first place. But, you know, I think it's really kind of a nice effect that I wasn't intending or expecting, because, you know, I mean, I make a lot of jokes, but I really think Minecraft is like a really beautiful game, and you can get a lot of like grandeur from it depending on the way you do things. Like even now, before I like change the islands, I think like having them all as like grass, like above the grass that it's already on, you know, walking across like these surfaces, it just gives it like an extra layer of like, wow, that does look interesting, which I think is really important when you do your Minecraft builds. And because I had to fill the grass around here, I needed to go around, and some of it looked a little bit janky, but I needed to make basically all of the terrain around here to fix a lot of the snaps I did to clear my fuck-ups when I was cloning. And that's a really important process too, because even if it kind of doesn't look perfect, which mine definitely does not, oh, I see a mistake right there like that, but you know, your build, no matter how impressive it is, it still has to be in an environment that is also impressive and an environment that makes sense, because how you frame your build is really important if you want to make something that looks genuinely interesting in Minecraft, especially today where there's a lot of people building a lot of really amazing things, because that's the way I have to look at it. There's always going to be somebody who can build much better than me, so I have to think in different ways. So right now we're going to do the spring island, which I think there's not going to be that much complexity to it. It's going to be a lot of flowers. I think I want at least one tree on each island to really get a diversity of blocks involved. And then I want to have probably like a primary path through the area, you know, because it has to follow the bridges. And I think each path can be different, you know, using like snow or different types of path materials based off of the kind of environment that you're in, to add sort of another layer of detail and texture, especially because the more blocks I can use, the more differentiation I can have between the islands, the more I think it's not just building like 4 different little environments, you know, which is not necessarily as great as if you can make them detailed and varied. Okay, so this is sort of the basic layout I'm going to have of the spring island. I'm going to try and have a lot of flowers everywhere, and I'm going to put a lot of animals on this island too. I don't know if animals can still fall off of cliffs. They could before, so I'm not sure if they're going to just be like jumping down to their deaths. I don't know. All right, well, this is my dream for the spring island. As you can see, I gave it a little bit more texture. I dug down a little bit since I added that second layer below. You know, I put in some bushes, trees, flowers. I don't really know how I feel about the flower arrangement. Flowers are kind of tricky because you want the arrangement to look more natural and less like mechanical, like you're just placing. And I'm never really happy with them. I can always see like some kind of mechanical design somewhere in the flowers, you know, like draw straight lines between them and stuff. But right now I think overall it's a good island. It's a good spring island. And in order to like fit in enough detail, I think, to make it satisfactory for me, I kind of abandoned the idea of the bridges. I think I'm still going to have some kind of connecting feature that's going to be underneath the islands, because I couldn't have paths going through them. I wouldn't really be able to get this same kind of effect coming from the island like that. I still overall kind of think it looks a little bit flat. I might try and make some of the other islands a little bit more vertical, add a more of like a mountainous sort of feeling to it, but I think doing something like that kind of restricts my ability to express the season that I'm trying to create on there. I really do like the waterfall effects though, and I put some animals up here and they're dead now. I don't know where they went. I'm probably still going to put animals up there, at least for the final shot. to show off the build and the springtime element aspect of it. This guy is still down here. Who the fuck is this? They're just like playing in the water. I mean, I guess I would do that too, I guess, if I was just like a dude with llamas, I guess. So this is the basic premise for the desert island. It's not done by any means, but here's what I have done so far. I'm going to try and add in some plants, cactuses, and some red sand to get it more of like a painted desert feel. And I realize I just said desert island. It's supposed to be the summer island, but rather than do like another sort of boring grass island that makes it look a lot closer to what I built for spring, I'm going with more of my interpretation of summer. I live in Arizona, so when it's summer here, like it is right now, this is basically what the land looks like. Like, if you were to come to Arizona right now, this is what you would see. Our rivers have dried up and become pools of lava. They fall down and destroy everything in their path. As you can see over here, I haven't fixed it yet. The first time I tried this lava fall feature here, all of the wood on basically the entire tower caught fire, and I had to go and put it out very quickly. But essentially, for right now, I tried to give this island much more of a mountainous sort of terrain to make it a little bit more difficult. I had to go through and use sandstone to balance all the sand, stuff like that. Obviously, down here, it is sandstone that makes up the basis of the bottom for the island. Once I'm done with all 4 islands, I'm going to come back and I'm going to landscape like this whole area down here. And part of that is going to include like these waterfall and lava fall features, because I'm going to try and have these two meet and create some obsidian. I'm going to try and have this particular fall come down this slope here and maybe go down and burn up like a section of the village, because I do want all of the builds I do in this world to kind of have a level of interactivity to them, because it makes them a lot more fun to build. I think it makes it a lot more fun to look at. I think eventually I would want to have this world available for download too, though it's probably going to be fucking big. Like, see that lag already? I have single player lag. It's great. It tells you how great my computer is. This is actually the second time I've recorded this section of the voiceover for this, which might be why it sounds a little bit more scripted, because, oh good, that's embarrassing too. I got a pop-up then that said I was out of space in my fucking computer. It's because I'm working off a laptop, so I basically had to just go through and delete some of my extraneous footage that I didn't need. Alright, this is pretty close to the final product here. We have all 4 seasons islands made on their walkers, and really the only part I'm not necessarily happy with is the lava falls, because I don't really have a good way of dealing with the lava once it gets down here. I think I might instead want to like dig a hole. It can just spread naturally into the hole that way, but I think the sandstone, that didn't work. It doesn't look very good. I had a stone block around it that was bringing it all the way to the water to make obsidian. That didn't really work. Over here, I haven't fixed it yet because I'm not married to the idea of the sandstone yet, the fix that I already have. But all right, let's take a quick look at the fall and winter islands. So over here, yes, that is a creeper you do see running around here. We have a skeleton horse and some creepers. This island I made entirely of the podzol. I added grass, dead trees, spruce saplings, and made some trees with spider webs and vines in them to... how did you get there? How did they do that? I put 3 creepers up here. There's only 1 remaining. That's, it's probably fine. I don't know how he got there specifically and can't jump off further, but whatever. I'm waiting for some of the vines to grow. It's going to be interesting because some of them will grow all the way down, kind of like these waterfalls. I think that's going to be really interesting to see how it goes. I still need to fix this tower here, but for the most part, you know, we're basically done what we set out to do. Over here, I had a lot more snow on these trees, but they're melting because they're away from the base snow. In order to get everything to not melt, I have the whole base of this island made out of snow itself instead of top snow or dirt. This is the winter island. You can see the frozen waterfalls. The water even comes down here a little bit and freezes the lake just a bit on that side. Here, there is a little bit of it's melting. That is intentional. The dirt that you see, it is there to be dirt, to be top dirt, to give some height to this island. And I think this is probably the best island, if I'm being honest, because I think the flowers are just arranged in a really nice fashion that doesn't make it look overly cluttered. I think over here, I think it's the red dirt. I think I want to change that red sand. It's kind of making the colors clash a little bit. But this is the finished summer island. Broadly speaking, there are just llamas as the only island inhabitants because there aren't camels to my knowledge. And llamas are close enough, right? Like, they can live in this environment, right? You know, like I put a lot of cactuses, dead trees, dead saplings around here. And I think it is a really nice kind of inhospitable environment, if just a bit overcluttered, which is generally something you want to avoid, especially when you make really kind of like blocky, jagged textures like I did for the island as a whole. But overall, I mean, I think for a first build, you know, this is not bad. I also don't have any more data left on my laptop to keep going, but I'm going to clean it all up, and I think for the next build, that'll be next Thursday, a week from today, if you're watching this when it comes out. Then I'm going to come over here. I think I'm going to build like sewage pipes coming out of this mountain over here and try and dump sewage onto the town here. And that'll be made of slime block. And I think it'll be really nice. I might even build like a factory up here that's producing it or something like that. But, you know, that kind of looks impressive from the distance, doesn't it? Yeah, those walkers still menacingly coming in, but then on the top, for some reason, there's just, like, different environments instead. But for the My Choice video that should be on Saturday, I am going to come back because this is, in my opinion, unfinished, especially because I want these towers to be a little bit different for each island, you know? Like, for the Spring Island, I almost want to see something green, like growth coming up, like almost like mountains are growing around some of them, and have some plants and some animals, just some life on it in general. Over here, I don't know necessarily for the Summer Island if I want it to be sandstone pillars. I'm not necessarily sure, but it is gonna have to be smoother, I think, to balance out the top. And because of the way the top rises, I think maybe they'll be kind of layered, almost to give like a pyramid shape to the walker. I am going to keep the towers the way they are in shape and size. I'm just either going to have things around them coming up, like growth over there for the Spring Island, or for here, I will be adding like pyramid textures around the pillars themselves. For the Fall Island, personally, I want to see something kind of like come up and like almost coil around the island, you know, like spikes or claws or like a spiral around it, I think could be kind of interesting. And for the ice land, the Winter Island, I think we'll have a slight difference in the bottom of the towers, because I kind of want to see like the ice climbing up it to make all of the walkers, you know, more interactive for the islands that they actually have on them. I think would be good. I am going to fix this lava problem over here so that it's actually, I mean, if it doesn't necessarily look nice, that's still kind of fine, but just so long as it's up to my standards, which it is not currently, because these are all going to be fairly involved builds. And even though this one, I think, is at least simpler in execution, if not so much the concept, it is fairly involved to do all of this. And I'm still going to landscape around here. I think I want to put trees in, maybe some torched trees nearby the Summer Island, things like that just show a little bit more interactivity with the walkers to the environment, and to the environment with the general landscape that it's on. And I think that that's something you should take into look at these horses. I didn't know animals would just walk to their deaths off the oh, there they go. Oh, neither of them died. That's a long fall. Holy fuck, these horses. Why is it like shocked? Oh, it's not. It's just trying to like walk into the water. All right, I'm dumb. But I think like one of the best tips I can say is that really think about like the details that you're putting into things. Like, for example, there is merit to keeping the towers the way that they are now. If I want to keep that mechanical kind of look to it, that sort of imposing feel, but I don't think it necessarily works with the verticality of some of these items, especially for, you know, this style of walker, I think really works well with the spring and the fall towers. Islands, but I'm not necessarily convinced that it matches the sand. I still have to fix the parts here anyway. And then over here, while I really like the ice falling, I really like the island as a whole. You know, I'm not necessarily sure with the glass there that everything really matches seeing white on so many sides from it. That sort of imposing feel becomes less about it being an island and sort of like you're seeing an island on top of it, which is what I was trying to avoid in the first place by not having, you know, the islands come down almost like they're floating islands that have been stilted. But either way, if you like this, I hope you like the next Minecraft videos that I put out. I'm going to do one every week at least, because like I said, the My Choice video this week is going to be Minecraft as well, and usually they're all going to be separate builds unless they're really, really like multifaceted and huge, which may happen, but I am going to come back in a separate video and sort of clean up what's here, even though I do think it looks presentable the way it is. And, you know, that's it. This is just the first build. We're going to cover this world in everything we can possibly think of, and a lot of it is going to be a lot funnier than this concept here. You know, this is just the Star Wars walkers that I've sent in to herald my invasion, you know, to signal all the unstoppable badness that I will bring to this world, you know? Like over here, I really see there's 3 villages in this tundra, and when I was walking through that snow world earlier, which was a different world than this, I kind of got a good idea, and since there's 3 villages here, you know, I think we're going to make this Russia, and I think we are going to build the Berlin Wall, which I think is going to be hilarious. We're going to have the Berlin Wall probably around here, but then we're going to have a big cannon. I'm going to flatten out and probably combine these mountains and build like a giant cartoon-style cannon that's going to fire at one of the other villages, which you can see over there in the distance. And I'll have like cannonballs falling from the sky and stuff, and troops being deployed from some of the other towns. And like I said, you know, I said some of my other ideas at the beginning of the video. Like I want to do the Trump wall, which I think, you know, it's low-hanging fruit, but I think it could be funny, and I think there's a lot of different ways I could interpret building that, which I think could be really fun. And I do definitely want to do the Gay Desert from Dante's Inferno. I might do the entirety of Hell from Dante's Inferno, just because that idea really appeals to me, but it sounds really hard. But for right now, this is what we got. I'm scared of birds, because that's the name I decided on. It's because I was attacked by an ostrich, in case you ever want to know, or in case, you know, you can do something with that information, because all I can do is name the channel that, and feel the pain every morning when I wake up for the rest of my life. Goodbye!